Come on for the walk. I ain't put my lipstick on yet. I haven't put it on yet. So, it ain't gonna take but a minute. Oh, I don't know what's going on with me and these cameras. I'm trying to keep an illusion, but it could be just a delusion. Yeah, y'all. Hey, get your mats, get your chairs, get your weights. Cause if I stop walking now, with a lipstick. I tell ya. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all. Yeah. Trying to save. Hold on a minute, y'all. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. If I stop walking, y'all. Okay, all right. Yes. Let's get this party started, right? Thanks for coming on the walk. My name is Vicki, coming to you live, loud, from this penal colony, aka USA, aka America, North America, but people in this penal colony aren't educated like that. They don't know there's a South America unless the cults are sending them to convert the heathens so that they can accept the cult's doctrine and then their skin turn white. Yes, in 2023. Yes, with DNA. Ignorant has no boundaries. Ignorance is ignorance. Great rising, y'all. Whew. I've been working on this leg. Eric don't think I'll be, because we're not going skating today. Because I'm still, he don't know I'm from the old school. Muscle pain like this, I know exactly what it is. I've gotten it off and on my whole 25, 30-something years of working out in the gym. It's that other stuff. That mumbo jumbo stuff that y'all have. That I have no idea how that works. But it's all going towards my posture. Remember I told y'all, when I started, that I didn't want to be bent over. And I felt I was bending over. So when you bend back, when you bend back, it's a painful process. Because you're pushing it back against gravity. I hope my friends, subscribers, know what gravity is. And this penal colony, they, listen, it depends on what penal state you're on and what warden runs that penal state. That's what the meaning of words are. Exactly. I remember when I was young, I used to always hear, you know, on the shows, we said, oh, especially the Europeans, dumb Americans, and I didn't understand how they can call us dumb. But now that I know that the meaning of words change according to what warden is in control, the history of the state changes according to whatever warden is in control. Now, hey, thanks for coming on the walk. Now, we all know that that ain't the deal. That is not the deal. No. History is. You can't remake it, you can't rewrite it. It's imprinted. And it's always going to, the print's always going to show up. So, ain't no telling what the meaning. You say one word on this penal colony, and from state to state, the word will vary. Okay. So now the new game, see, I wasn't going to go that way, but see, when you're vibing with the ancestors, they do move you like that. The new game is slavery versus enslavement. Now, maybe they just turn the volume off and watch me walk. I don't think I have ignorant subscribers and friends or viewers. Because anyone can be a slave to fashion, fetish, and fancy. I'm just a slave to the fashion world. I love looking at them feet. Them feet, I just gotta have them. They make me they slaves. Okay? And fancy. I just have to have the latest design in all clothes. I just have to look like the in crowd. Fancy. Enslavement is when, in our case, when your ancestors are brought here as prisoners of war of the King of England, the King of France, Portugal, Spain, as a Spain, and put on this penal colony, and to the crown left and turned the penal colony over to the wardens. And then enslavement. Because ancestors met the burdens of the king, I guess, of the crown. So they say, hey, you keep it a penal colony, keep it a penal colony. That's when enslavement bullshit came through. But when you look at the imprisonment of the prisoner of war Africans who ruled Europe, yep, look it up. I know y'all like to go with the Romans. Ooh, child. Were defeated and were imprisoned on penal colonies around the globe by the kings. And I already listed those to you. But then the king said, we got most of them, we got them all around the world, we got them all in penal colonies all over the place. We're out. But you wardens, keep on keeping it like that. And the wardens, the political wardens, the legislative wardens, and the executive warden. And also, we're the crown's junkyard dogs. That's why I say African American young men. If you want to risk your life and make money, become a mercenary. Don't bullshit around with these folks. They're security guards. They're armed security guards. Become a mercenary. Don't do this, I still say, and the ancestors be vibing to me, more of us got killed from, as they call it, friendly fire in World War I and II than enemy fire. Though everybody was excited, oh, they came regular. The ones that was killed was human. Because you never heard their story. No, they didn't fall under enemy fire. The same ones that were shooting them here were shooting them over there too. But for some reason, y'all are Matrix. Anyway, they wasn't as excited as y'all was. Because the stories that was told for them fighting for country and stuff like that. No. It was trusting someone who hated them, standing right next to them with a gun. Someone who was raised to hate them and kill them. Now, you're supposed to be standing as brothers on the battlefield. And when he shoots you, who you gonna tell? Who you gonna tell? Someone like me who can vibe? Please. Anyway, they always slip in and take control. Okay. So, when I walk erect, I don't feel that pain in my leg. As long as like my body is aligned, and I can hear a lot of y'all say, oh, because I got my weight, I wear my weight, and I get my body aligned. And I say, oh, I can go to a chiropractor. They hate me. I'm not going to let them touch me. They can't go around killing me. I don't understand it. When I was young, I kept saying to myself, wait a minute. How can a doctor heal you? He hates you. Every cult that he is in says you're scum. Why would he save scum? Ain't his truth is marching on and all that kind of shit? Why would you care to save me? The poor wee savage. Save yourself. I got me. My ancestors said 600 years of no medical care. And yet here I am. So no, I couldn't understand it. I don't think your hands transfer healing to me. I think your hands transfer disease and the hate that's inside your body. And I think you transfer it to me. And I don't want you touching me. And I have to go see my doctor, but I tell you, I have an Indian doctor. He know. As he has told me over the years, I'm just here. I said, could you give me a diet to help me, cholesterol, stuff like that? He says, I'm just here for the heart. So I was like, okay, bitch, don't touch nothing. Take your stethoscope, touch the back, touch my chest, you read the EKG, trying to get off this high blood pressure medicine. Give me my shit and let me go. Okay? I was taught in this penal colony. You don't want to touch me? I don't want you touching me either. I don't want to smell your breath when you checking my heart and the likes. And I got to smell your breath. And you don't like to smell my breath either. There you go. There you are. Well, anyway, y'all know we walk in 45 minutes. Tomorrow it's back to a half hour. And then the 15-minute gulp and chat. But we got to make up days that we missed. I can't bullshit me. I'm on a penal colony full of bullshit. I'm too busy trying to shovel it away from me for me to make up my own. So I'm sitting down. This is getting back to the secrets. I'm sure that's what I said we was going to talk about. If I didn't, I didn't read my own subject matter. If I'm wrong, we'll catch it tomorrow. But I'm sitting there, and I'm fine with my mother. Because we're talking about, she okay with me not voting. Because remember, I remember getting all excited and happy when the Matrix Voting Right Act came through. That was a play for the Hatfields and McCoy. So She was so happy, excited, and they used to get dressed up and go out and vote, all kind of shit like that. And they used to send them all over the place like lab rats, running through mazes to vote anyway. She's okay with it. Because I explained to her, I said, Mama, it seems like democracy and Republican shit all in turn unlifing us, oppressing us, gaslighting us and shit on this penal colony. They're coming along, hey. I said, you know, I done voted since 19. And nothing that you put in place during your march on Washington, nothing exists right now. Ku Klux Klan, still Ku Klux Klan. And now they got the superiorities, the ballhead superiorities. And then, cutting us out of shit, not giving us reparations, but sending $5 billion or billion dollars to help the crown. Block Russia. I help Russia run over Ukraine and run right into Europe, run right into England. Yes, and all those other trash places. But anyway, so I'm sitting down and I'm saying, but Mommy, what I'm going to do when I don't vote is, and I had already told y'all and I told her too, in my mind I'm going to sit back and I'm going to have a little drone. I don't have drones. I don't know anything about purchasing them. I know I've seen them. I love the videography of them on my true crime shows. But I don't have one. I don't know how to get one. I don't think I can afford one. Anyway, but the drone in my mind, I can easily afford. So, I'm sitting there, I said, you know, Mom, I'm just going to send the drones up. So I'm going to send old Sparky up. So, old Sparky is my drone in my head that I send up in the air. And I go up into them hills, them hillbilly Hatfields and McCoy Duggar hills, and drop some sparks and let the rats run down the hill into them caves that they done dug up and never filled in. So my mother loved that idea. And so then I said, you know, Mom, but if the ground is moist, Sparky ain't gonna do nothing. I said, you know, I think I'm gonna need 2 drones. I don't have no drones. I don't know nothing about no drones. I ain't got no drone money. Maybe if I got some curious from y'all, I could have a drone, but I ain't got no drone money. So I said, you know, I'm gonna need 2 drones. And I gotta name them. So I'm sitting there vibing, and I said, this is what I'm going to do instead of voting. And anytime I get angry enough when I look at these Hatfield and McCoy, them Republican Duggars, Mormon, Southern Baptist, trash, gutter religion, cults, I'll just send up my 2 drones. Now, my added drone is called Petrola. Petrola goes up first. She flies. Oh, she flies. I can just see the tips of the trees that she's flying over, looking down on all that ignorance And I'm flying Patroller over the trees. And Patroller is popping some liquid. And then I take Patroller and I put it in the spot where he can watch. And then I take old Sparky. And old Sparky goes up. And it starts sparking and sparking and sparking. And it started lighting them trees. And it started lighting. And it comes more and more. And then all of a sudden, the rats, the scum state, the scum state farms, the scum state dried, rolled up hay for the animals, the vats where you store your grain, burning up. Oh, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, whew, yes. And my mother said, honey, that's probably what we should have did. I said, I know, Mommy, but y'all was under the delusion of these cults. And that whole March on Washington was about the cults. The cults knew that nothing would happen but you blow off some steam. I said, but you like it sharing with me? And she said, yeah. But I'm going to get into the secrets because as I'm sitting there doing this, I pick up the phone and tell you after I break. Yes, indeed. Oh. Yeah. Plus when you walk with me, snap your fingers. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Ron Jackson on guitar, the wonderful Maestro. Oh, let me see. I think somebody has said something to me. Uh-oh, I don't see anything. Oh, okay. It's just saying conversation will appear. Yeah. Woo. Get the paper towel, y'all. Gotta put my shirt on. That's all it's about. Whew. Honey, I gotta have at least a quality of death. I couldn't control my quality of life, but I'm trying to control the quality of my separation of energy. Matter and energy. Death is a cult term. Ha! I don't want no more cult terms. Separation of matter and energy. Yeah. Then I'ma really do some shit. Yeah. Honey, when my energy is out of this matter, then we really gonna take care of business. So y'all go ahead. I done told y'all, don't R.I.P. when you think of me when my matter and energy separates. You just say I love you or I don't like you. But don't R.I.P. me. Keep your cult stuff to yourself. I'm going to come and help my kin. I'm going to come and help my kin and see what other energy I can get to work with me for some kind of coming up in this. That's people call it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to handle stuff like the brick and mortar prisons do when they want change. Okay. So, okay, I can't lean forward because then my leg will start hurting again. So it's like, right? Ooh, that's the sweat from around my neck. Okay, when I had it around my neck. Alright, now I want to catch the sweat on my arms. Alright, so ignore this. Okay. So, I'm sitting there and having this fantastic time vibing with my mother. I felt Rap. Well, he's still alive. But the old Rap Brown, the Rap Brown that's still alive now, is a cult member. He's a member of the Islamic cult. But the Rap Brown back then in the 60s, he was for uh, African movement and advancing the people. But now he's trained. Anyway, so I'm having a good time. And then I pick up the phone and I see where my friends that I've been Facebook friends with, some on and off the Facebook for a lot of years, is planning a trip to Ghana. Oh my goodness. Now that's getting back to the secrets. If you go back to my birthday, I was talking about getting me some Ghanaian goats and some South African cows. I want cattle, I want herds. And again, during Kwanzaa, I said it again. That's what I want. That's what I want. So, I looked at the message, and she asked me, she says, you know, 'cause I married a Ghanaian. You couldn't tell me that we wouldn't be Ghanaian in Ghana, and my daughter wouldn't be speaking Ghanaian. He had no intentions of doing any of that. I must have picked the shadiest person in Ghana to get married to. When I found him, he had jumped off a boat, one of the freights, and his friend had gotten him to his brother in Brooklyn. His brother in Brooklyn had gotten him to a rooming house in Bed-Stuy. And my girlfriend lived in the rooming house. And I had just returned from college where I was dating me a Nigerian. But I couldn't go back. So I figured, hey, Ghanaian, Nigerian, ha, big difference. Anyway, he went to Ghana several times. He saved up for it. He ain't buy formula, food or nothing. But he never took us. And I always wanted to go, but I felt I was connected anyway through my daughter. So my mother vibed to me. We already made the connection through the blood. So anyway, let's get back to this manifestation. Go back. My birthday was in November. So after Thanksgiving, I started talking about it. So here we are in July. And I get a notice. And now remember, when I'm thinking about going to Africa, I am thinking about, of course, as an old woman, safety. I'm thinking it would be great to go with people, but I don't know no people. These Americans, they want to go to Europe. They want to go to the colonizers and believe the lies. Okay, if you want to believe that a mentally retarded foreign emperor invaded Europe and brought them into culture and all that stuff, you believe that. My ancestors know who it was that invaded that dumb island where all them dummies fighting each other and brought some civilization to them. That's why my father used to say, how can uncivilized people talk about civilization or to be civil? Anyway, so I saw it. I saw the house with the gate, because yeah, I look at African movies. We've been looking at them for years. The first time my daughter brought it, they weren't on cable. No. There was still a white lie going on in there. Blonde hair, blue eyes, Fanny, most powerful, smartest, walk on water, That was what that was. So, the first time my daughter came in with a bootleg DVD, African drama. I don't know if it was from Nollywood or where, but the first time we looked at it so much, we damn near walked it. So then she would run down. She'd have to run down to Harlem, but we was buying our black soap and shea butter. So we would run down there and buy as many African drama, many African DVDs as we could. And of course then, living in Mount Vernon, we turned around and we found out in like the barbers and different things like that, they had the African movies DVDs. So we would just go to them and just pile up. So I knew what I saw, what kind of house I wanted in Ghana. Or apartment. They got apartment buildings. Not what the Hatfields and McCoys tell you here. Because here, like I told you, we had to get African movies bootleg out in Harlem, though we had a cable channel with 102 damn channels, and we had one black channel that never put on an African movie. They just like to put on movies black people acting white. Okay. Anyway. Oh. We fell in love. So as I'm manifesting, I'm telling you, I am seeing the place. I'm seeing myself sitting in the living room. I know that all I know is that everything around me, either a statue or a painting or a rug, even the couch cover, it's all authentic African print. I don't see, oh, and it's so wonderful. It is so wonderful. Oh. And then I just want to sit out in the air. I know it's hot, so I'm not going to be dragging up and down the streets. But I want to go to the library, University of Accra Library. I want to see whatever they're teaching that I can read in English or look at as a picture. I just want to go visit the libraries. Now, people who know me say, oh yeah, yep, that's the first place you want to go. That's the first. People who know me. I want to go suck up some of that knowledge they putting down, or see what kind of knowledge they putting down. I want to go smell it, taste it as I walk through that library, as I flip a book or touch. Oh, so you see, to the degree that I saw my trip to Africa, to Ghana, I'm being specific, and then y'all saw my birthday. Oh, I just sit under a shaded tree hoping the snakes don't come and bite me and watch my goats. Watch my goats here and bay and run around. And sometimes I have to go do whatever you do with goat things. And then I kiss my goats goodbye and make sure my goat herder is well paid. And then I get on the plane and I head over to South Africa. And I purchase my cows on a ranch from a rancher. And I just sit out there and I just look at the cows. And I say, I came back, but I came back investing. I came back giving money. I came back building and believing. I'm not under the matrix no more. So you see how crystal clear my manifestation was? Well, child, I pick up the phone. Now, me and my mother just got finished vibing good off of Patroller and Sparky. And then I pick up the phone and I read, if you haven't started planning your trip to Ghana yet, we're putting a trip together. I started, even now, I started batting back tears. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta come up with money. But I started batting back tears. First thing, I was vibing with the ancestors. They said, dang, I wonder if they, you know, the KKK and white people used to pay for us to go to Ghana or on the continent of Africa. They would pay so that we would leave this penal colony. Many took advantage of it, but my mother and them, they were under the matrix, and also they struggling as sharecroppers. I always hear my aunt's voice saying, Vicki, well, my aunt, which is my mother's first cousin, through the mothers, my grandmother and her mother were sisters. So, she said, we was poor, Vicki, but your mother's family, they was poor. I just remember hearing that. And they were all sharecroppers. No, they weren't sitting down drinking all that lies that you put out there into the world about us. No, they were working. And you were taking their money. And when you got sick of them, you just took the land. Okay, let me go. Please don't make me send Patroller and Sparky up right now in the middle of the walk. I'm in the middle of the walk. I don't want to send Patroller and Sparky up into them Kentucky hills and send them rats running down in all them holes they done dug up and burn through the whole state. Whew. I just remember her saying that. So, when I saw that, I was saying, they used to have white people that used it freely. So I don't know if any white people is listening and they feel the need to get rid of some Africans. Can y'all throw some money in the pot? I'll throw it with the ladies. You can get rid of a few Africans. Now, some plan on coming back, and some plan on not coming back. Okay? But they used to give money for you to get out. And then they used to do everything to block you when you tried to get back in. Ugh. It is so sad. And that's how you know it's a penal colony. So sometimes, too, to make myself feel good, I said to myself, I'm sitting there, and now this is my energy. Now, when my man and energy separate, I'm be floating around when this shit finna go on. I said, wouldn't it be lovely if the Chinese and the African nations could work something out? could work alongside one another together. They can do it very well. The Africans went into Japan and to China, just like in Europe, but the experience of it all was totally different. When you ran into the flea bags of Britannia and all those outlying mud areas, their experience is different, aka penal colony, aka descendants of me. Not of me, I'm of them. And I see, so can you just get together long enough to kick a few Arabs and Saudis' asses? And then the Saudis will send for their junkyard dogs security, which is this penal colony military. Stop fooling yourself. They're not saving the world. They're protecting the rich. They're paid, hired hands, security guards. Stop with the bullshit. So they'll get their hired hand security guards to come and help them. And while they're there, break down into forces, the Chinese and the Africans, roll back, hit that Britannia again. But hit that bitch like Germany never did. Hit it. Knock the crown off the damn chair. Hit it. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, and I'll just be floating above saying, yes, 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 yes. All of us, all the energy from the ancestors, from all those years, I know it's hard for y'all to imagine because it was hard for me, and I've studied it, and I read it several times, and I couldn't let it in. It's hard to know that you're in a place that you're being hated. You never did nothing to America. You were in prison. Ancestors were in prison here. We were born here. We didn't sell secrets to outside forces. About to drop the bomb on Hiroshima. Don't say we now when it comes to your damn murderous ways. That was them. Because while they was dropping the bomb on you, they was still hanging, tarring feathering us here. Trust me, they was busy. These ignorants, they were busy. But it's hard to think that your son got his brains blown out because 600 years ago, his ancestors were brought to this land as prisoners of war of the European kings and imprisoned here. Then, when the king pulled their people out and pulled stuff, they left it under the wardens. And they have, for 600 years, wardened us like we were prisoners in the brick and mortar prisons. That's why they feel it's easy to shoot us, kill us, experiment on us. And y'all ain't really get to the basis of it. I can't wait till y'all start really digging and finding out that at the time when there's great gang violence, there's also great need among the wealthy such for body organs. Eyes, nose, kidneys, lung, brain, heart, sperm, egg, fallopian tube, stems, but you don't see that. You don't see that. Because you don't see you on the penal colony, and you don't see that you experiment. I often think of how many of us got that 30-year poison of antibiotics before we could go to the dentist, who are dead now because they had nothing to fight off corona. How many of them African Americans, because we were the only ones in the test because there was no outcry or nothing for the poisoning. That's when they was telling us if you had any kind of heart murmur. I was born with a heart murmur. I started, when did this shit start? I was like 20, 23 when I went to the dentist, and he was like, no more. You got to get a medication. You got to go to the doctor. You got to get antibiotics before I can even clean your teeth. So, that started more and more antibiotics that I couldn't go get my teeth cleaned. All the antibiotics. And I just said no. But I made sure my daughter always went and got her teeth and stuff cleaned. And thank goodness, they didn't find a murmur in her heart until she was 40. If they had, she'd have been poisoned with antibiotics too. And then I would have to stop taking her to the dentist, and her teeth would be like mine. But we didn't know. Thank goodness that it was all a lie. It was all a lie. Perpetrated by the doctors, the dentists, and the pharmaceutical company. But since they only did it to African Americans and me, and I know a few people, then when they said, that ain't true, ha ha, whoo, ha, girl, did we tell you need antibiotics? We meant the end of the biotics. And I think about all those people died, African Americans, drop. I was like, did y'all spend 30 years getting the antibiotics, going to the dentist, where it just killed all your antibodies off? This penal colony. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. Squeeze your gut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good luck. Alright. Okay. Here we are. Tuck in your elbow, squeeze your guts. Neither up nor down. Ooh. Just a little belchy belch. Okay, squeeze your gut. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it up too high. There we go. Alright. Whoo, child. Yes, like, comment, share. Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. You know we're going for our gulp and chat, honey. Our gulp and chat. Whoo. Oh, I love it. You know I love sweating. I love sweating. Oh. And I heard if I had let them get hold of my daughter, I wouldn't be sweating. I'd be having to take a medication. Oh. Oh. I have to have a relationship with people who hate my guts. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all sit in them doctor's office and have the white men smiling up in your face, knowing they passing laws to make sure you back to eating dog food. I don't know. I don't get it. When I had to call to confirm my doctor's appointment, I said, it's my blood test, because I got to go once a year. I said, it's my blood test. They take care of it. And she said, well, what are you tested for? I said, I'm paying for it. Only the necessities. Don't throw your bullshit in. Because now I'm a senior citizen. I'm already extorting. I got to pay $2,000 a year to see you. I only see you once a year. And I know I had friends, I had friends that used to say, I'm paying all this money for insurance, so they would go and get cut up like sushi. They go get minced meat because they paying for it. That ain't my deal. I ain't doing that dumb shit. That means I have to have more of a conversation and beings with you. And if I can get off these high blood pressure pills, I wouldn't even see that mug once a year. Don't mean me no good. I'm an experiment. I'm a rat. And when I told them that, no, they don't even know I was a medical bill encoder. I went and studied for this, and also that I studied nursing, biology, stuff like that. Also, I know insurance. And I said, for state, they only pay for experimentation. No, they don't. They're good. And I said, no, they're not. That's why you ain't going to do all this stuff because of state. I know they pay you to experiment. But this rat saying no. You got me hooked up with this blood pressure thing. But that's it. We ain't lab ratting no more. Ain't y'all get y'all Henrietta Lacks cancer cell? And probably a whole lot more cells out of us. And our kids and liver and kidneys and everything else. You can't leave the old sister, getting ready to be separation of matter and energy, nothing. You want to cut me up until I'm just a nose. I put some lemon in my water, y'all. Ooh. Yes. So, I'll let you know. If you go back to November and December, you see, I just wanted to go down to get my goats. Something I always wanted, 40-something years ago, when I met my Ghanaian husband, that we was going to do the Afrocentric thing. He was about the green card thing. When I look at 90 Day Fiancé, I was like, I can write some of this shit for y'all. Yep. So, see it as clear. Don't just say, I like to have it. See it, taste it, smell it. Every time I thought about my herd of goats, I can smell it. You say, how I smell it? Listen, I used to go to petting zoo. I had a daughter. I didn't stay at home. I didn't need the school to take her places and on trips. I did. So I know all them petting zoos and everything back and forth. And I know how it smells. So when I say I want my goats, my herd of goats, my Ghanaian herd of goats, and I see my herdsman sitting there, and I'm sitting, he's sitting there on a crate, and I'm sitting there, I got my chair, you know, like my, not a beach chair, but you know, like my lawn chair, and I'm sitting back, and he watching the goats, and I'm watching my goats, and then I said, goats, I gotta get on the plane and go back and make us some more money. Oh, I be filming the whole time. I be filming the goats and everything, honey. Y'all seen, you ain't gonna see no kind of video like what I put up with me and my goats when we go to Ghana. But when I originally go, see, this is manifestation. I said when I knew I would go more than once. When I originally go, I'm not taking any money. You ain't gotta rob me. I'm not taking no money. I told y'all I want to go to the library. I want to go to the museum. Yes, I want to go see historical places. And the best thing about the museums that's in Africa is that it's really not a warehouse of stolen items. The museums here on this penal colony is a warehouse of stolen items. In Europe, their museums are warehouses of stolen, made up, lied items. Just cause you make a statue out of a porcelain statue don't mean that the person that the porcelain statue is fashioned after is porcelain skin. So, when you look at shit in Europe, always look at it with the eye to the lie. And the truth of it is, you see something that look like our ancestors. Truth set us free, African Americans. Y'all will soon have, when the truth set you free, we all gonna be sitting back. We all gonna have our own little, especially us old ones, gonna have our own little patrolling Sparky. Yep. And when they running up and down with their AR rifles, having their patty rollers shooting us and dragging us out the car, that patrolling Sparky gotta go up. Gotta go up and find a farm. Gotta go and find us a haystack next to a big farm full of hay and seed and everything. And patroller go first, drop, 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 drop. Sparky will come next. Flip, 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 flip. Whoosh! Whoosh! And where they at? They down in town with their AR rifles threatening us. Okay? Remember where you come from. Stop thinking like these ignorant Hatfields and McCoy and go back to greatest warriors ever. Yeah. Oh, patrolling Sparky. My mother approved. She said, okay, all right, you don't gotta vote. Just sit back and use your mind and send up patroller first and then Sparky. Take a deep breath, sit back, and watch the flames in your mind and the rats run out of the mountains. You see how happy that makes me? Oh, I love ancestors. And I always said, when I talked to my daughter, I said, listen, you the only one know this ain't new. Because that's how I raised you. We're proud of where we are and who we came from. We know the trueness of our history. Not this matrix. Whew. Okay, y'all. And she agrees. Inmates don't elect their wardens. It's impossible. The wardens are assigned. In the brick and mortar prisons, wardens are assigned. On this penal colony, wardens are assigned. The lie is that they are elected. They are not elected. That's why they continue to kill us, they continue to step on us, steal us, use us for experiment, blah, blah, tell lies about our history, blah, blah, blah. Nothing changes. If they were elected, then it would be a whole different vibe. But they're not. So, as I spent over 40 years voting to save all the advances that my mother's generation, thought they had made for us, just to watch it collapse, and now non-existent. The black and white fountain is around the corner, but you can't build stuff on burnt land. Oh! Ain't gonna be no black and white. It may be a lot of black. But that black and white stuff, nah. Anyway, let's finish this up. We ain't doing that. We ain't holding our hands up. That old guilty stuff. Oh, the ancestors are still hot about that. Y'all follow them Black Lives Matter stuff, throw your hands in the air saying y'all guilty, and the ancestors saying we ain't guilty as shit. How the hell y'all get guilty? Y'all can't do that no more. Y'all can't do that no more. Get a book of matches, but don't do that no more. No more. Don't throw your hands up in surrender and guilt. The ancestors are on fire. Ha! Take the last word. Let's finish this up. I said, oh. Every time we vote for these Hatfield and McCoy, them Republican Duggars, Mormons, Scientologists, Southern Baptists, Coast Catholic, all that bullshit. Every time we vote, it came, I'm telling you, and kicked me right in the ass. So, I didn't see where it did no good. I voted for 40 years, and I still don't want no patty roller to roll up on me, because I know the first thing I'm going to do is drag my ass out of that car and stomp me like I ain't never been shit. Okay? So that's what my voting got me. How we got you better. Maybe wealthy black people. Maybe wealthy black people got them good. Maybe them African American Greeks, the black Greeks, from all the HBCUs, the black Greeks. Maybe it worked good for them. It ain't worked good for me. And I was just voting and voting. Working the polls, walking down the street, handing out the flyers, calling on the telephone, blah, 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 blah. What I got? Nothing. Not to control my whole body. Abortion rights, gone. Right to the woman's body, gone. Affirmative action, gone. And so many other things The truth of our education gone. They making up stories all the time. And still, that's why I don't understand. How can the international world say these motherfuckers off this penal colony is so smart? Is the bar that low? Is the bar that low? These folks have no idea. But see, you Europeans know the history of how we wound up on this penal colony. But these folks on this penal colony, they ain't got a clue. They think we was white people that was sinning and then God made us black. They think that we was white people who sinned, God made us black, so then the other good white people decide to enslave us so we can work and help make them money. So now you're going to talk about how these Americans, they ignorant. They just don't know. They're not taught. Ain't nobody making them teach it. And that's it. So that's why all the movies about us being bad and stuff like that, we the drug dealers, we the bank robbers, we the this, when it's really them, it's because that's what these cults are teaching them here. Our dark skin is because God said, you're sinning so much. You're sinning so much, you burnt the white skin black. And these white people in this film colony, they buy that ticket all the time. They buy the ticket all the time. So that's why we should hate them. Yes, the dinner table talk. That's why we should hate them. Yeah, that's why we should hate them. Oh, I got a belch. When there's belch coming up and you have water coming down, stop. That's where the choking come in. Ooh, child. Oh, going over. All right. Like, comment, share. Tell her uncle, tell her auntie, tell her cousin, tell her friend. Subscribe. Y'all go and iTunes and stuff like that and get I'm Walking Trying to Save My Feet and Toes. If y'all want me out of here, y'all buy enough of them and I'll be on the first thing smoking a Ghana. But honey, if I can get on Ghanese or African stations, I'll tell them about this penal colony, honey. I'll let them know. Run all them cults off this continent, honey. They think it's just white people that was burnt by sin. Anyway, like, comment, share. Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell cousin, tell a friend. Tomorrow, we're back to a half hour. And, of course, I'll go up and chat. Thanks for coming on the walk. See you tomorrow.